Today, I'm going to look for a graveyard. Have any of you ever seen that movie, Pet Sematary? It's one of my favorite movies by Stephen King. And there's this scene where the guy's wife is retelling a story of when she was... This isn't the cemetery, is it? Jesus Christ, are there dead bodies under my feet? Anyway, she's retelling a story of when her parents used to force her to take care of her sister who had spinal meningitis. And I'd have to say that the scenery of when she opened the door and looked into the room and saw her sister's twisted body, at least I think it was her sister, her twisted, diseased body haunted my nightmares for a while. I don't think this is not the cemetery, is it? Some of you may believe that finding a cemetery is a morbid thing, but I assure you my intentions are pure. I simply want to sacrifice a young virgin. There's a little park down there. Now it's morning. It's kind of chilly out, but it sets the mood for cemetery walking. Now, according to the sign, there's supposed to be a cemetery down here, I suppose. But all I'm seeing is a park. This is a pretty morbid cemetery. Yeah, I don't think it's a very good name for a children's park myself. Hey kids, let's go play at the cemetery. Oh my god, no alcohol? Swim at your own risk. Why would I swim in a cemetery? And by the way, fuck, it's cold. I probably should have waited a little bit until it heated up. But I decided I needed to leave at like 8 in the morning for some reason. This is completely devoid of people. Here's something that I wanted to talk about was, I wanted to go to a cemetery today because I felt that I needed something lively in my life. I needed some company, because one of the things that I find so frustrating about living in today's world is that there is no connection anymore. There is no life, there is no nothing, because everybody is already sticking their faces deep into their electronics and their phones and plugged into their iPods, and there really is no connection. And I probably have a better time finding that at a cemetery than I would anywhere else. Oh my god, there's a squirrel. I'm gonna climb up this tree like a ninja, like a stealthy squirrel ninja. And then I'm going to... Fuck, where'd he go? He's probably having squirrel sex. You know what? I want to follow this squirrel now. I'm gonna go down there. This is a rather steep drop, so I'm going to be careful and try not to break my leg. Hopefully I can find this squirrel, my only companion. Come on out. Like I'm talking to a squirrel as if it can understand human language. Or at least Batonese. Maybe if I scream at it, it will communicate. This is a nice log. This is Nature Talk with Icebat. It would be awesome if we found like a platypus. Platypus, I don't know if you know this, but they have these thorns on their feet that are, I think they're on their feet, barbed thorns. I think it's either the male or the female. I think only one of the sexes has them, or maybe both of them do, I don't know. Or maybe, I think both, I don't know. Or just one. But they're poisonous, supposedly. And just one scratch from those things can kill you instantly. And I'm kidding about that, they really can't. But yeah, they do have like poisonous spikes. Well, I have to keep on my focus to find the cemetery. Which, and other than that, children's park, I've yet to see anything that resembles death. So far all I've seen is life and squirrels. You don't think that we're talking about a squirrel graveyard, do you? And I'm starting to think I was just let on, because there's nothing here that looks like a cemetery. And I think it's interesting how it says cemetery, but then you go down and it's a park, which is, when you think about it, kind of like the exact opposite of life. Teleportation successful. Okay, so continuing on our journey. Now, I seem to have come across this wide area. Now, some within my situation, upon seeing this, may think to themselves, there's no cemetery around here. But I am not going to allow that to deter me. I'm going to continue on my quest. I'm going to continue forward with determination until I find what it is that I'm searching for. If I really wanted to find the cemetery, all I'd have to do is die. However, I wouldn't be able to record and then upload to YouTube. Well, graveyards are, a place that bats hang out in. So I don't know if any of you out there are into this, but there are some people who like to go into graveyards and they dig up the bodies and they take the bones and they make like necklaces and stuff. Humans have this ability to comprehend their death. And the other day on Facebook, somebody liked this picture of a cat. Oh, it was a drawing of a cat, and generally everything on Facebook is crap, but I thought it was interesting how in the drawing the cat was like, I'm simple, I'm a cat, I can't comprehend that I can't comprehend that death is inevitable. I am a kitty cat, rub my tummy, meow meow meow. Something along those lines. And I was just thinking to myself, that's so true, that animal has no comprehension of the end of its time. It has no fears. But humanity does. We are able to understand that this existence that we have is eventually going to end. But I think that with our species, oh my god, having a staring contest. Okay, cat, you're on. Meow. I'm a cat. I'm watching this guy record me, 'cause I'm a cat. I'm a cat. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna let myself be recorded in the sun. Oh god, the sun's in my eyes. That's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair. I'm gonna blink. Oh god, I'm gonna blink. I'm gonna blink. I blinked. I blinked, but that asshole is still standing there taunting me. Watch him, because he's a bat and he's crazy. It's been 10 minutes now. And I think we could do this all day. We could do this all day. One of us is going to have to make a move. Oh, I can sit right here and I won't budge an inch. Oh. Oh my god. Finally. That's right, pussy. It says private property. So, is this road private property, or is going over that fence? I'm guessing going over that fence is private property. Okay, so getting back to what I was saying. What is that? Wonder what it's saying. Humans, as a species, have this ability to comprehend their own death. And they're able to think of future circumstances. They're able to prepare for their lives. And so they create the economy. They create, you know, these things that they want in the future. And of course, as we are able to comprehend our own existence and therefore our own destruction, we also, I think that religion, I think that the idea of an afterlife has become manifested in humanity's minds ever since their brains developed to the point that they were able to comprehend their own demise as a way to be able to psychologically handle the idea that what we are experiencing in this world will eventually come to an end. And so, in order to reach a state of somewhat peace so that we can go on with our survival, we've created the idea that we aren't really going to end, we're going to continue on. And I think that that's largely, I mean, sure, there's also the morality aspect of it as well, you know, humans creating rules in which to govern their lifestyles, which they consider would be most beneficial given the current beliefs and cultures at the time, which were largely created based upon correlations of events such as the farmer praying for their crops to grow, and then finding that, I really think this is private property, and then finding the rain to come. And so they think, well, if I continue to pray to this God, then surely the act will be repeated. And then, if it doesn't the next year, then they must have done something wrong. And I think that to an extent, there is something to it, other than, you know, simple-minded correlations such as that. I think that, in a way, humanity and society would, and I'm saying that this is, you know, going way too far with it, but looking down on maybe sexual acts or acts of morality due to the diseases that can spread within their societies and thus not be good for their lives. But they also create these things. I mean, we're all human. We all have our biology. We all enjoy drugs. We all enjoy sex. We all enjoy these things which we are taught to, you know, stay away from. And to a point, I agree with it. I mean, certainly we shouldn't throw people in prison just because they have marijuana upon their person. But we should definitely ensure that we don't become the type of society to just do all these things all the time, because we can't. I mean, we also have to think about the betterment of our lives. I mean, people do have to go to work. They do have to produce a service. Oh, not this again. It is the Sphinx. As in Harry Potter. He asks me a question. What am I? You were a cat. Fool, I am no cat. I am really a person. What if that thing just like transformed into human? I would fucking flip. This is definitely going to be the most interesting part of this video. Wow. This guy is still recording me. You know what I'd like to do? Tape this video recorder right on that cat's belly. What if that was the cat from Pet Sematary? What if that's like Zombie Cat? And you know, not only is that to allow for the survival of our expanded population, which we have now, but it's also to make sure that our lives are more advanced within this existence that we all share. But then there's always that part of the individual that wants to break away. Like, I mean, as for me personally, I'm just not sure what it is that I want. There's just an emptiness to this world. I don't know, I mean, it's all what we search for. And right now, I'm searching for a graveyard. I'm searching for the end. And I'm starting to think that that sign was a hoax, some elaborate joke placed there by a prankster. A prankster with a mind of mischief. I'm trying to think of a way that I can cross this barrier of water. It appears that there's a bridge over there, but I think those are train tracks. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to find some way because I don't think that the graveyard is on this side. I believe it may be over there. I don't have a kayak or schooner, motorboat, raft, or barge of any sort. So I'm going to have to make do with what I do have, which is my heart. Looks like a party. Yeah, man, we're just chilling, being birds. Oh, yeah, it is a train. I hope you all found that train entertaining because I may have to turn back. Here's there's a gate since 1954. Gate. I'm starting to think there is no graveyard here, so I'm gonna have to go another way. But I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna go down this way. I'm gonna have to brave this long grass. And I'm a little scared because, I mean, first of all, my feet are wet enough with these shoes I'm wearing, but there could also be something in here, such as a snake, that would bite me. Wow, it's going up to my knees. Oh my God. This is dangerous. This is exciting, isn't it? Look at that. It's up to my knees. I hope I'm not stepping on any rabbits. That's the last thing I want to do is step on a rabbit. It's really long grass. I think I'm just going to keep remarking on how long this grass is. Okay, it's getting shorter. It's really wet. Now my hands are soaked. I imagine there's just a whole bunch of little bugs and stuff crawling on me. Oh, somebody's texting me. What does this say? Let me know if you find a corpse. Oh God, I'm gonna have to do this again? Jesus Christ. Oh, here we go. Whenever I go in a place that's wet, like a pond or something, I always think of that scene from Stand By Me, you know, where they jump. If you ever saw that, there's another Stephen King movie where these kids go on a quest to find a dead body. It's a really good movie. And I think there's also a short story originally. Not a full book, a short story. I don't know that for sure though. Okay, though that wasn't so bad. So this scene where they jump in a pond and then they come out and they're covered in leeches. I've never had a leech on my body, but I mean, first of all, it would creep me out the most because I wouldn't know it, because supposedly when they clasp onto you, they inject this numbing agent, which makes it so that the host does not feel them on there, so that they can secretly suck your life juices. So I'm gonna follow this, I'm gonna go past this gate, and I'm gonna follow this road, hoping it's not an electric fence. You ever see, God, there's not like an electric fence here. I did grab onto like an electric fence when I was a kid. Okay, there was nothing there. Thought there was like this invisible force field, but I don't think humanity has yet reached the evolutionary standpoint to erect such a device. Sure as hell not if they're still confusing parks with graveyards. Here's one good thing. Cows. I like how if somebody stopped and asked me, "Hey, what are you recording?" Just recording some cows. That's it. I hate my life. This looks like a perfect ditch to die in. But I'm just saying that, I mean, if you've got a road here and you've got this big fucking ditch, you're pretty much just asking for somebody to go off into the ditch. And that's probably why they have this reduced speed ahead sign. Just to make sure that, I mean, if you go cruising down this road, you don't suddenly miss this turn and just do like a triple twirl right down into the ditch. You know what that train is? Loser train. Everybody on there's losers. I'm kidding. That was mean, and I apologize to everyone in this train, because if anybody on that train happens to watch this video, I don't want them to find me and then say, "How dare you call me a loser, sir?" And I don't know why they would say sir, because, you know, I'm guessing that it wouldn't be a very polite conversation. Another tunnel. Oh man, that's really small. That's even narrower than the other tunnel. And someday, I'll traverse that one. That's not the graveyard, is it? No.